my world to understanding that there's so much that I don't know, and that the possibilities are endless. So my best subject was English, and in the world of fiction, I discovered myself, and it allowed me to continue to want to read more and more about other worlds and other places and people, and it helped me learn to imagine. And once you can imagine things, then the world is yours. My fifth grade teacher, Mrs. Johnson, she made us memorize every capital of every state, and she gave us a prize. So there was always a prize, and she challenged me because I was a kid that was very boisterous. I talked a lot in class. I always acted up. But she challenged me to be mature, and she gave me responsibilities. I was a crossing guard, and she made me get her paper every morning. She would give me money to get her paper, and it built in me a sense of like I had a responsibility to do something, and I didn't want to let her down. And she had the greatest impact on shaping my character. I would change teaching to test taking. Testing only tests that you are able to memorize and retain information doesn't really test whether you know the information, whether you know it. So that I would change. I would focus more on getting it, as opposed to having all of these benchmarks that we have to reach by a certain time, because everyone's different and everyone learns differently. And just because a kid in the third grade is not on level for what? That same kid, I can name a lot of people that dropped out of school. One of my favorite playwrights, August Wilson, dropped out, spent 2 years in the library to get his GED, and went on to become the greatest playwright in my opinion, that we've ever had. So what does that mean exactly? Was he stupid? No, he just had to figure out a way that he could learn, and we're not doing enough. Everybody is living up to a standard, but it's one size fits all, and children are so complex and different that we need to spend a little time to figure out what makes them tick. No one's connecting with them. I said this before, everybody wants to be seen. You want to be acknowledged, you want to matter to somebody. And if you sit in a classroom with 20, 30 kids being taught at, as opposed to being connected with, as opposed to the material relating to you in a way that you can see yourself in it. I'm doing this whole initiative on my radio show on technology. And technology is like this big thing. But when you break it down and you make it, you put it in music and you put it in a video game, and you let people understand how technology feeds a larger question, that they can relate to. Your text messaging, this is technology. How do you own that, and make it real for them? Now it's like, okay, and that's all a kid wants, is to be able to connect with something. We're not connecting with these kids today. We're just not. This is Karen Hunter, world famous author, publisher, entrepreneur, radio talk show host on SiriusXM, and you're watching Young Faces Smiling.